My name is Kaylee Moyer and I'm doing my presentation on Audre Lorde. Your silence will not protect you. Have you ever thought how certain injustices were ever brought to light? Many people just think that it's the way that it's always been, but there are powerful people who have stood up and given a voice to the oppressed, and Audre Lorde was one of those people. She was a great pillar for those individuals because she herself saw many injustices in aspects of her life because she identified as a queer Black woman. She utilized her role as a feminist writer and civil rights activist to give a voice to the injustices of race, gender, and sexuality. She used her voice to bring light to these issues from when she was young until her last days. Audre Lorde's love of poetry started at a young age. When she was younger, she had a developmental delay, which soon led to learning disabilities, and poetry was an easy way for her to communicate with others. She would recite whole poems or even find single verses of them, and that was what she used to express her feelings. And when she couldn't find poems to do so, that's when she started writing herself and truly expressing herself. According to Poets.org, she was only in high school when her first piece got published in 17 magazine. Audre Lorde wrote pieces bringing light to the oppressed. Like I said, she herself has had personal experiences with all this, identifying as a queer Black woman. And even as a young child, she went to a Catholic school and she was the only Black student, so she never really felt in with everyone, always felt like an outcast and just separated from everything. And one of her poems as she got older about that subject was The Brown Menace, or Poem to the Survival of Roaches. It went into light about the injustices between Blacks and whites, and she compared the relationship between Blacks and whites as cockroaches and humans, and sort of how they alter their own being to fit in within whites. According to Poetry Foundation, one of her other most popular ones was Master Tools, and that kind of went into the injustices of women. And she thought that real connection was feared by the patriarchal world, and that's why that they seemed more powerful than us. And in that piece, she stated, the need and desire to nourish each other is not only pathological, but redemptive, and it's within that knowledge our real power is discovered. She believed that women were taught to ignore these differences, which cause separation instead of a force to make change. And once we're aware of these, that is when the actual change occurs. And along with doing these pieces, she really was into the activism aspect of it too, whether it be protest or teaching others what she believed. And writing, I guess, was also a way that she could do that. A lot of her work stemmed from accepting who you are and creating your own identity. And once you create your identity, you can truly be who you are. And then once you do that, to just embrace it, not really care what anyone else thinks, just embrace who you are. And she was in college when she finally accepted her identity, and that's when she truly began to blossom with her writing. Along with pieces relating to injustices, one of her most known pieces was her memoir, Cancer Journals. And what I took out of it the most was after she got her double mastectomy, she didn't want prosthetics because it hid what she went through and who she truly was after that whole experience. And nobody will know the difference if she did that, and she wanted people to know the difference. If it wasn't for individuals like Audre Lorde, who knows where our society would be today? I wouldn't say that it's anything close to perfect, but we have definitely improved throughout the years when it comes to inclusion. Not only did Lorde bring light to the difficulty topics of oppression, but she opened up into her personal life, and it used her own story to do so. From her early days until death, she used her voice to make change. She was a major icon in bringing awareness to injustices of race, sex, and gender. Thank you for listening.